So I'll make a slow start. I hope everybody is well. It's that funny time of year when there's loads of sniffles and things about. And of course, your energy levels might be kind of filtering between higher, then coming lower, that want to hibernate, but then they want to see the sunshine. So part of what we're working on or looking at in autumn is balance. In Chinese medicine or Eastern philosophy, they often say walk in the middle path. So we want to almost, in a way, keep hold and promote some of our fire energy. So we will be working with some more fiery sequences or maybe fiery positions, but balance that out as we start to come into our yin time of year, with grounding, with rest, with more calming elements like forward folds, moving energy downwards and inwards. So as always, just take your time. It is slow flow. Do what you feel is best for you at each moment. Perhaps allowing your eyes just to close or your gaze to soften. And the next exhale to almost send a wave of calm from head to toe. So taking this time to arrive out of the cool and wet world into a nice, warm, peaceful space, exactly where you're meant to be. And perhaps beginning to notice how your body feels, starting with the lower body, the toes, the feet, the legs, the glutes. How's that lower trunk of the body feel? Does it need to be adjusted in any way for comfort or to release tension, or have you found that right spot? Let's move to upper body and think about the hands, the arms, the shoulders. Where and how are they resting? Is that in a relaxed way? Are the shoulders lifted to the ears, or are they just gently drawn down? I'm not saying there's a right or a wrong way that you can lie. What's right is what feels right to you, but there are of course some ways that we can express within the body to offer it a greater sense of relaxation, generally speaking. And to the head and the face. So do the muscles of the face feel like they're just kind of softening? Or can you feel that you are clenching teeth or furrowing brow? Again, that's not wrong, but what we can do is just release the teeth, perhaps take the tongue off the roof of the mouth. Imagine that we soften the space between the brows. Awareness then drifts to your mind as well, up in that area. And maybe just taking stock of your day or your week. Your life is probably too much to take stock of right now. And then pop that to the side. So of course your day, your week is completely valid. But in this space, we're focusing on being present. Not looking into the past, not drawing ourselves forward to the future, just being with each breath as it comes and goes. And perhaps if that is difficult now or at times during the practice, you could just quietly remind yourself in the mind, I am present. So that's a mantra. The more that we use mantra or affirmation, the more it can be effective with the mind. Last, but of course not least, the breath, our pranic body. You might take the hands down and just gently cup the belly. You might simply take awareness to your breath. And maybe you take a deeper breath. So inhale through the nose, really breathe down into the belly. As you exhale, that release out of nose or mouth, that could be your release from your day and relaxing into presence. And can you, for the next few moments, just be the watcher of the breath? So as you inhale, you're just watching, observing the rise. As you exhale the fall, there's no need to control, judge the breath. It's just there, it's happening. And of course, your breath could absolutely be the tool that brings you back to presence. That simple act of an inhale, that is drawing you right back into the moment where you're breathing in. And these things connected and combined, body, breath, mind. Sometimes said that the word yoga is yog or to yoke. So this is uniting. Nice and slowly, just starting to bring some movement to your physical body. So if you have had a challenging day or a bit of a rubbish day, which I really hope you haven't, but you know, they do happen. If you have, maybe you see this as just reawakening, you're leaving that behind you, you're coming back into the present moment as you are now, and you'll continue your day from here. Beginning to wiggle fingers, toes, face. And then let's take it into a full body stretch. So if it works for your shoulders, you could reach the arms behind you. If not, just take the fingertips up to the sky. Point the toes away from you. So we're getting into front body, back body, and side body. Let's take a couple of breaths here if that feels okay. Bringing the arms back down towards you, draw the knees into the chest. Catch hold of your clothing, or knees, shins, thighs. Give them a nice little squeeze in towards you. Have a flex and a point of your feet. So you might inhale and flex, turn the toes in towards you. Exhale, point them away, and even squeeze the toes, kind of like toe fist, if that makes sense. And then bring a flex to the feet and hold it there. Or if you have the energy to, you might lift the head and shoulders away from the earth. So if you're trying to bring your nose in towards the knees, so it's probably not going to make it there. If you still have some energy left, keep the knees drawn in towards you, feet flex, but release the fingertips up towards the sky. Keep breathing. Nice. One more breath if you can manage. Okay, if not, Let's bring the arms down, pop the feet down, and just rock the knees from side to side here. So just gently taking them over to right, then over to left. Bring them back to center, step the feet to about hip distance, bring the heels in comfortably towards the seat, bring the arms down by the side of the body. Let's push down through the feet as you breathe in, start to lift the hips up towards the sky, find your bridge position. As you breathe out, roll it back down. Just continuing like that, being mindful of your energy levels, being mindful of whether for now it feels like it's just a tilt and a squeeze, or whether you feel like you can power up a little bit more. You can always close the eyes. So getting into that inner body awareness, just leaving the outside world as it is for now. If you feel that you want to, then you could start sweeping the arms up or even all the way back. We get that beautiful stretch all the way through the front and back of body. Inhale, the arms sweep up, the spine lifts. Exhale, everything lowers down. We also start to work right into the upper body here, which is kind of mainly our source of organs that are connected to autumn. Heart space, lungs, respiratory system, just a little bit further down, large intestine. Taking one or two more if you feel the energy allows, really kind of just getting into that flow state. Sometimes it can feel really meditative, just be rising and falling. Next time your hands and spine are down, leave them there, open the knees out wide, draw the soles of the feet close. You might take the arms wider, you might take them overhead onto the body, whatever works for you. So dependent kind of what the angle you're going for is, it might be butterfly, that's a little bit softer, it might be Baddha Konasana or bound angle. Breathe down into the belly. Up and out through nose or mouth. And even our breath can be a source of warmth or cool. So there's a breath called Ujjayi breath, which is a source of warmth. There's breaths like our skull shining breath, which are sources of warmth. Kapalabhati. And then there's breaths where we can experience cooler action, breathing in through mouth perhaps and out through nose. Let's start to bring the knees together, draw them back in towards you, have that little roll on the spine if that feels juicy and nice. And then a couple of options here that you might be familiar with or not. Come to a seat, you could catch hold of the backs of the thighs, take some rolls forwards and backwards, or you might just roll over to the side. And we'll find a comfortable seated position. So we're going to take a breathing practice now. If you want to sit with legs crossed, that's fine. If you'd rather sit on your knees, you can. Has anyone got a really snotty nose? No? Okay, you might have a minute. No, I'm joking. You might have in a minute. We'll see how this goes. So we are, in fact, going to practice a bit of Kapalabhati. So generally speaking, breaths that are going to warm us can practice them in summer, but we're at risk of overheating, of burning out. So we'll practice more warming breaths in cooler times. Same as I probably wouldn't practice a cooling breath with you now. It's quite cold outside, and then you'll just be like, oh, inside I'm cold as well. You can practice this with hands on the belly, but I just think that gives your brain another thing to think woo about. So we're just going to place our hands down. So essentially, our inhale is just going to happen. The best way I can describe this is like a dog panting. Let your tongue, I mean, you can put your tongue out, but your tongue generally stays inside your mouth. So we'll just pant like a dog, first of all. We're all panting. So you start to feel, right, that you're kind of rising and falling in and out. And the main point is your exhale. So we're going to close the lips. This happens with the nose. So this is why sometimes it can get a little bit snotty. So it will sound something like this. It doesn't have to be that fast. So it could be. It's funny because I can feel that I'm only breathing out of one nostril. Anyhow, that's a whole different story. So nice and tall, close the eyes, deep breath in, and then just focus on the exhale, that push out of breath through the nose. Take about 10, pause and have a normal breath. And then go for a second round of 10. Pause, take a breath, and a third and final round of 10. Nice deep breath in and out, no rush. And blink the eyes open. So I wouldn't, but you know, again, there's varying opinion, isn't there? But I wouldn't practice that before bed. I can see there would be logic in like, I want to warm myself up before I go to bed, but it's also energizing. So then you might get in bed and just be like, so relaxed breaths for bedtime. Let's come forwards onto the hands and knees into our tabletop position. Perhaps have a nice little stretch of the legs back one at a time, a little push into the heels to get into our hamstrings. And then bring shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. As we inhale, we're going to let the belly drop and the heart gently come forwards. As we exhale, push the earth away, arch the spine, look towards the heart. Just continue like that a couple more times in our cat and cow. Take one more. And come back to what you feel is a neutral spine. So there's a little squeeze and lift of the belly button into lower back. Let's tuck the toes, push the seat back to the heels, keep the hands where they are. Breathe in to prepare, breathe out, lift the knees, push the seat back and up. Step your feet to about hip distance, find your first downward facing dog. It might not be your first today. Have a little walk out if you need to. And we want the wrists and the shoulders to be like quite a diagonal line. So if we're too far forwards with the shoulders, again, it's not wrong. It just might mean that your wrists suffer a little bit. Find that still position that works for you here. If at any point you want to come down onto knees in tabletop, absolutely. As you inhale, we're going to roll forwards into a plank position. Keep the hands where they are, shoulders come over the wrists. Squeeze the tummy. As you exhale, seat comes back up towards the sky. Adjust the feet if you need to. Inhale, come forwards into plank. Exhale, seat to sky, downward dog. This one's slightly different. Inhale, come forwards into plank. Exhale, pop the knees down onto the earth behind the line of the hips. Relax the tops of the feet, breathe in, shift the shoulders ahead of the wrists, bend the elbows, breathe out, come down to the ground. Inhale to roll the shoulders back, open the heart, tuck the toes. Exhale, seat to heels. Hold it there in an active child's pose. So the forehead might come to the earth, it might not. The toes are tucked. The fingertips are reaching forwards. So a little bit more active than our relaxed child's pose. Nice deep breaths. Slowly start to unfurl, find your way back into your tabletop position. And we're going to turn our right toes out towards the long edge of the mat. Right hand presses onto the mat. We slide the left foot down the mat towards the bottom short edge. Yes. So right toes turning out. Yeah, left leg extended. That right hand might be shoulder just a little bit behind the wrist. As we breathe in, we're going to lift the left fingertips up towards the sky. As we breathe out, bring the bicep across the ear, reach the fingertips forward towards me. We'll inhale, sweep the hand down towards the ground and all the way back up. Exhale, bring the arm forwards. Inhale, sweep round and up. Exhale, coming down to the earth. Inhale, sweep round and up. We're going to hold it there, and the option here could be to lift the left toes away from the earth. So we come into our side plank position. That is just an option. Take the gaze straight ahead and out of you. So find your focus points. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, bring that left hand down to the ground and turn the knees forwards. Inhale, open the heart into your cow position. Exhale, the back of the body into cat. Take a couple more like that. One more. Neutral spine. Turn the left toes out, left hand onto the mat, right leg extends. Nice and slowly as you breathe in, right fingertips come up towards the sky. As you breathe out, start to sweep the bicep towards the ear, down towards the ground. You might even look down. Inhale, we sweep all the way back up. Exhale, turn into the ground. Inhale, rising back up. Exhale to the earth. Inhale, rise up and hold it there. Push through left, reach through right. Maybe lifting the right toes away from the earth into that side plank position. So for me, this side is trickier. It's not unusual to find one side is a little bit trickier than the other. Try not to hold the breath. Take a breath in. Breathe out, look towards the top of the mat, bring the hand down, the knees round, push the seat back to the heels, relax the arms. Just take a moment in your more soft approach to child's pose. Have a wiggle of the fingers and a roll of the wrists if you feel you need it. So when we're working with mainly upper body, of course we're bringing lower body into this as well, so it's well rounded. But we can find that there's a lot of pressure on the hands and arms. So again, important just to have these moments in between. If you want to take it into a lateral, into a side stretch position, you might stay low, but walk the hands over to the right side of the body. Perhaps you place left hand on top of right, or maybe not. See how it works for you. Come back through center. Just take it nice and slowly. Feel into what's happening. Over to the left. Maybe right is on top of left hand. Maybe not. And all the way back to center. Nice deep breath in and out. And start to rise upwards into your tabletop position. Tuck the toes, push the seat back towards the heels, nice and slowly breathe in and then out to downward facing dog. Look forward, tip the weight of the body forward slightly and step or walk the toes to the backs of the wrists. Feet stay hip distance apart. Inhale, slide the hands up halfway. For you, that could be shins, knees, thighs. We lengthen through the spine to our halfway lift. As we exhale, we bend the knees, look towards the heart or between the legs. Head first, press down through the feet, breathe in, sweep the fingertips forwards and all the way up. Join the palms. Breathe out, bring them to the heart. Inhale, fingertips lift to the sky. Exhale, turn to your right, sweep the arms open, perhaps look to the back hand. Inhale to center, join the palms. Exhale, your left. Inhale, center, palms towards me. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Inhale, halfway, so feel that energy rise. Exhale, fingertips or palms to the earth. Breathe in just to prepare for the next step. And as you breathe out, our right foot steps long down the mat to bring us into runner's lunge. So you might have fingertips or palms to the earth or blocks here. Left knee, is over left heel or ankle. Let's pop the right knee down onto the earth, unravel the foot. As we inhale, sweep the fingertips forwards and up. You might gaze upwards. If it feels a little bit too much there, you might just gaze forwards and have the hands onto the body. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, bring the hands down towards the ground. Inhale, lift that back knee. Exhale, step the toes towards the long edge of the mat with that back foot. We lead with the right fingertips. As we breathe in, we start to rise up. We might lengthen through both the legs. Sweep the arms wide. As we breathe out, bend the left knee, hips to the long edge of the mat. We're in our warrior position. Gazing down the left fingertips. Flip that front palm, take a breath in. As we breathe out, keep the front knee bent, but start to come backwards into our reverse warrior. You take that right hand behind the back, down the leg, wherever is comfortable. Inhale here. Again, it prepares us for our next step. As we exhale, whole of the front of the body stays open. We gently rest left down onto that left thigh. Maybe you inhale, reach the right fingertips up. Maybe you exhale, come bicep near ear, point the fingers towards me, extended side up. Nice. Steady breath. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, start to look down to the left toe, bring the hands to the earth. Inhale, turn and lift that right heel. As you exhale, step that back foot forwards. Inhale halfway, just use that little bit of energy to power up. Exhale, forward fold, and we're going to stay there for a couple of breaths as long as that feels okay with you. So you might hold on to opposite elbows. You might just have a little sway of the arms. If you feel any dizziness at any point, then just slide up a little bit further. Press down through the feet, lift the gaze, start to sweep the fingertips forwards and up. Nice deep breath in. Breathe out to the heart. Inhale, fingertips lift to the sky. Exhale, turn to your right, open the arms. Inhale to center, join the palms. Exhale, left. Inhale to center, palms to me. Nice slow exhale as we bend the knees and bow to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, prepare for that next step. Breathe out, step the left foot back, nice and long. Runner's lunge. Breathe in here. Drop the left knee down towards the ground and curl the toes. As you breathe in, make your way up into your version of low lunge, whatever that may be. Find a focus point perhaps. If you feel really nice and balanced, you could close the eyes. Just see how that changes our kind of proprioception and the balance of the body. Inhale, as you exhale, fingertips reach down to the ground. Inhale, lift the back knee. As you exhale, turn the toes to the long edge of the mat. Lead with the left fingertips. We breathe in, we start to rise upwards. Breathing out, bend the right knee, reach the arms wide. Warrior two. So just settling yourself there. Flip that front palm, inhale. As you exhale, lean it back, but keep the right knee nicely bent, reverse warrior. Turning the hips towards the long edge of the mat, because we want to keep the front of the body nice and open. Breathe in. As we breathe out, we come down onto that right thigh, just a soft touch. We might inhale to lift the left fingertips. Exhale to reach the arm over. Steady breath. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, start to turn and look at that right big toe. Fingertips come down. Back heel lifts and turns. Runner's lunge. We're going to step back as we exhale into plank. Your version of. So it could be on the knees. The knees would be slightly behind the hips. Pushing the earth away. Let's come down onto the knees behind hips, tops of the feet to the earth. Inhale, we'll shift the weight of the body forward. Exhale, we bend the elbows back into the ribs, come down onto the ground. Let's cross the arms in front of us. Pop the forehead down onto the arms, or maybe the side of the face if that's more comfy. Take a nice deep breath in. And let it out. Your heels might roll in, they might roll out. Find what is comfortable for you. Relax the shoulders and the face. It can sometimes feel when we have the arms above the head that it's a little bit more challenging to breathe into the belly. So if you can, focus on your belly touching the earth, that rise and fall as it meets against the earth. So my kind of cue as a teacher that your breathing is still nice and deep would be to look to your lower back, and I can just see that rising and falling. If you feel like, you know what, this is just quite nice, you can absolutely stay there. Otherwise, we're going to take it into a little back bend. Bring the tops of the feet to the earth for this. You could have your feet hip distance, you could go wider. It's really about listening to our body here as we take it step by step. So lift the gaze slightly, catch hold of opposite forearms. There's the width of our shoulder girdle. And maybe here, by just looking forwards, we're kind of like, yeah, I can feel that working in my low back, I'm fine here. Or perhaps we just gently move the elbows in a little bit. Maybe it's there. Sometimes you kind of feel it stretching up through the front of the belly as well. Maybe we bring the shoulders and elbows in line. That's just a maybe. Another option could be to turn the fingertips forward. Keep the shoulder girdle. The wider we go, the more we'll kind of collapse forward. So we want to keep the shoulder width. We'll take the fingers and almost pull ourselves forwards a little bit. So we're digging the hips into the ground, taking the shoulders back. From here, you might close the eyes or soften the gaze into Sphinx. And we know what we need to do if it becomes too intense on the lower spine, particularly. One thing actually we could do is you could lift the knees away from the earth. So you could tense into the legs, and that will help to take a little bit of weight off lower spine. If that feels a bit too much, we just slide the elbows forwards. If we feel like we've still got a little bit more lift in us, and this doesn't mean that it's better, it just is something else to explore, we'll take the arms out wider. So like we're going to the corners of our mat and beyond. We'll push into the back of the hand and just start to lift the heart space. So this takes us into seal. Slowly breathe out, bring the elbows down, slide the hands under the shoulders. Tuck the toes to the earth, kneecaps meet the earth, take a breath in. As you breathe out, push the seat to the heels. Breath in and out in active child's pose. And then bring yourself up into your final downward facing dog, a nice full body stretch out. If you're not feeling that, tabletop, absolutely fine. I'm going to take 5 breaths here. Dropping down onto the knees. Press down into the earth with the left hand as you breathe in. Reach the right fingertips up towards the sky. This might change the position of your hips a little bit. As you breathe out, bring the hand down. We're going to take 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Press down through right. Inhale, lift left. Exhale to earth. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Come back to that right side. Nice big inhale. We've warmed up. As we exhale, we're going to thread that right hand under left arm. Bring the right side of head or face to the earth. So relax the back of the right hand. You might relax that left arm as well. You might creep the left fingertips forwards towards me. You might take the left hand behind the back. Palm turns away from you. So we're opening up here into our chest. Nice. Just take a couple of breaths. Remember, you can absolutely try something and then be like, oh, no, that's not for me. And reverse out of it. Take that left arm down towards the ground, press it firmly into the earth as you breathe in, unravel the right, lift the fingertips up towards the sky. As you breathe out, Plant the hand to the earth. In tabletop, we'll breathe in, let the belly drop, the heart shine forwards. As we breathe out, spine lifts towards the sky. 2 more. Come back to neutral, pressing down with that right hand. Inhale, lift through left, we've warmed up. Exhale, we slide it under left side of head or face to the earth. And just take it nice and slowly here. So you may not want to make any adjustment at all. You may want to take the right fingertips forwards to me. You may want to take the arm behind the back. Completely up to you. Release that right hand down to the earth. Push it into the earth as you breathe in. Left fingertips come to the sky. As you breathe out, they come to the earth. And find your way into a comfortable seat. So somewhere where you can feel the spine is nice and long. Let's take a breath in, reach the fingertips up towards the sky. As I breathe out, we're going to cross right arm over left and maybe go for opposite shoulders. We might wrap the arms and catch hold of hands, catch hold of baby fingers or thumbs, whatever you wish. Squeeze the arms together, lift the elbows in line with the shoulders as best you can. Perhaps look forwards, or you could close the eyes. Try and keep a nice neutral spine. So just be mindful that lower spine hasn't pushed out or curled inwards too much. So these are our eagle arms. Take a nice deep breath in and a slow breath out to unravel the arms. Just let them come down by the side of the body. Inhale, reaching the hands up. Exhale, left over right this time. So it might be a different scenario, a different grip. Squeezing the arms, lifting the elbows in line with the shoulders. Just being mindful of particularly lower back. Settle the gaze or close the eyes. So really opening up into back body. Take a breath in when it's there. As you breathe out, slowly unravel. Just let the arms rest down by the side of the body. And you might want to use your bolster or a block. You can certainly have the legs wider, or you can have the legs crossed, whatever you feel is best. Breathe in and nice and slowly, just start to breathe out and fold the body forward. So we're starting to take energy down towards the earth. Let the spine round as long as that works okay for you. And take a nice releasing breath. feel like you need a little bit of space, you might just breathe in, lift up slightly, and then breathe out. Just let yourself soften back down to that. And if anywhere is your focus, perhaps you can just allow it to be that sense of comfortable heaviness that's just drawing you down to the ground. Nice and slowly, maybe head last, you start to rise upwards. Take a breath in as spine grows tall, a breath out as you soften shoulders. Then inhale, reach the right fingertips to the sky. Exhale, we take the hand over the head. Take a breath in, breathe out, we gently draw right ear down to right shoulder side. Gently release the hand, bring the head to center. Inhale, left fingertips to sky. Exhale overhead. That breath in to prepare often really important. And then as we breathe out, we come down to that left side. Coming back to center. Inhale, tilt the chin up towards the sky. You might find it helps to open the mouth a little bit. Closing the lips as you exhale, chin comes into chest. Inhale, just a neutral gaze forwards and take an exhale. And then slowly just shifting the weight of your body, perhaps from side to side. It could be a bit more of a cat and cow motion. It might be circular. So just letting our body start to feel, again, it's that comfortable heaviness, almost laziness. We're sending these signals that we're coming down towards the ground shortly. And then when you feel ready to, grab anything that you might need for the earth. So the blanket, eye pillow. Let's take our block. So take one block down with you, either your brick or if you have any lower back issues, your flat block. And just lower yourself onto the ground. Take a nice deep breath once you're there. Oh. And of course, if you feel like, do you know what, actually had enough movement now, you could come into Shavasana now, just have an extended rest. Otherwise, we're going to place our feet to the earth. And think about bridge from the beginning of our practice, that pressing down to lift up. We're going to push through the feet to lift the hips up to the sky. You might need to come onto your tiptoes, grab your block flattest level, slide it underneath the low part of your back. So you should feel like it supports your low back and your butt. Just pop yourself down, pop the heels down. This is supported bridge. Other variations of this, and you could try them. If you don't like them, you just reverse out. Or that you could slide the legs down onto the earth. You'd rest on your heels. So you'd still get that lift through the chest, a little back bend. You might like it, you might not. If you don't, pop the feet back to the earth. Another variation is to come into kind of a hybrid of our legs at the wall and shoulder stand. So you could bend the knees in towards the chest and just slowly start to guide the soles of the feet or the toes up towards the sky. You might find that tilting your hips kind of in towards your belly helps a little bit. Legs don't have to be fully extended, so you can have a little bend in the knees. So just again, it's about figuring out what works for you. You might be using the arms down the side of the body as just a little break, a little kind of anchor. Take a breath in as you breathe out. Let's meet with the feet back to the earth. Inhale, lift the hips to the sky. Take the block away. Exhale and release your spine to the earth. Let's bring the knees into the chest. Have a soft little roll where you might be holding the kneecaps and drawing circles. Place the feet to the earth. Press down through the feet lightly. Shuffle your bum over to the left. Let the knees drop over to the right. Keep that upper body nice and open if you can. Perhaps you close the eyes, soften the gaze, take a breath. The knees drift back to center. They ground to the earth for a moment. And then slide and drop them over to the left. And you might choose to roll completely onto the side of your body for Shavasana. You might choose to come back onto the back of body. Extend the legs, bend the knees, be supported by whatever you have available. Just take your time. If there's something that you want that you can't reach, then let me know. And while you settle, you know, it's very cyclical in our practice. We're returning back to center, back to the start. Think about softening into lower body, upper body, head and face. Perhaps have a moment with the mind. You might even tell it, I am resting. If you wish, you could take awareness back to the breath. You might even keep it there as a point of focus for Shavasana. But know you are warm, you are welcome. This is exactly where you are meant to be this Wednesday. There's nothing else to do. Take a nice deep breath in and a sigh out. Release from your physical practice, release from anything else that is just not needed for these minutes of rest. And the background to our Shavasana this evening is the sound of Om. Just listen, allow it to wash over you. Start to deepen your breath. And maybe you keep the eyes closed, savor these final moments as you start to bring some awareness to the body, a little wiggle or stretch. And just be mindful of who and what is in your space. Stay low to the ground. Roll yourself over to whichever side feels right for you. Perhaps you still keep the eyes closed or just have a very sleepy gaze as you push into the air and start to rise upwards. Find a comfortable seat. So sitting nice and tall. And we finish our practice just with a single chant of Om. So it may not sound like what we just heard, but it will be our version of connection. You can hum, you can Om, you can just listen to the vibration. We'll bring the hands either onto the heart or you might join the palms. And in a moment, we'll take a breath in to prepare that preparing breath, so important. And then a breath out, the Om. So inhale. Om. Breathe in. Breathe out, drop chin to chest, just bowing to yourself, thanking yourself, body, breath, mind, perhaps spirit or soul, if that's your belief. We bow to respect each other, our community, Sangha. And of course, I bow to you. Thank you for joining me, for trusting me. The light and dark in me honors the light and dark within you. Namaste.